Hi, my name is Justine Shelton, and I'm a yoga therapist certified by the American Viniyoga Institute. And what I'd like to share with you today is a hip opening series I learned from Adil Palkavala, who teaches Purna Yoga out of Washington State. And this series helped me with chronic knee pain that I had had from playing basketball in college. I assumed I'd have to live with it forever. But Adil helped me recognize that my hip flexors were tight, and that's why I was having such pain in my knees. So I'd just like to share this with you. It's also very good for tight hips, opening them up. And typically, if you have tight hips, you have low back pain. So it's therapeutic for all of that. I hope you enjoy. This pose is to stretch the external rotators of the hip. So we'll start with the right leg. We're going to walk the right leg out to the side. Drop the knee internally. You're going to look up, make sure there's a right angle between the upper and lower leg. The foot is flexed in eversion. That's important to protect your knee. You're pulling the pit of the abdomen strongly up towards your chest to keep your back safe. You don't want to have any pain in the knee joint whatsoever. If you do, you might place a block under the thigh. You're welcome to stay just like this, but if you want to intensify it, you're going to take the opposite ankle, place it on the thigh, and then notice how my hip wants to come up. That's natural, but you're going to counter that by pulling the pit of the belly in and trying to keep that hip back towards the floor. Breathing deeply, holding this stretch for 6 to 9 breaths. Then to come out, you'll remove the top ankle, gently lift the leg back up, pause for a moment, maybe even move the knees back and forth. And we'll take that to the other side. So walking the left foot out to the side, drop the knee towards the midline, peek up and make sure that you have a right angle between the upper and lower leg. And the alignment here is that the thigh is coming straight out of the hip. You don't want to have it off to the side. So if your tailbone were to continue on, it would run parallel. Pull the pit of the abdomen up. Keep that left ankle flexed in the foot in eversion. And then from there, if you want to add the opposite ankle, go ahead and add that on the thigh. Hold the pit of the belly up strongly and breathe. Breathing is what makes it yoga. Remember, if you're getting pain in the actual knee joint, you're not doing yourself any good. So come out and give yourself some support underneath the thigh. And you can also just remove the other leg from on top. That will limit some of the intensity. When you're ready to come out, you'll gently remove that ankle, bring the legs back up. And I always like to let my knees just go from side to side, back and forth. This pose is to stretch the internal hip rotators. So starting on your back with your knees bent about hip width apart, you're going to take your right ankle and slip it behind your left heel, keeping that foot flexed. And then taking the opposite ankle, placing it on the right thigh. And if you're going to peek up, you want your legs to be a narrow letter Y in relation to your spine. Both legs are flexed. You're pulling the pit of the belly up towards the chest to help protect your back. And breathing deeply. If this is way too hard for you to get, like your legs are more like this, you can always just take it into reverse pigeon for a similar effect. Just rechecking my alignment. Breathing deeply. And then when you're ready to come out, you'll remove the top leg. Then bring the bottom leg up. Come back to hip distance. And we'll take that to the other side. So this time the left ankle, or foot, is going to slip behind the right ankle, keeping it flexed. Take the right ankle, place it on top of the left thigh. So remember, it's not this wide angle. That is a release valve, and that just makes it easier to open your hips wider. You're narrowing that letter Y. Stacking ankle on knee and knee on ankle if my knee were to go all the way down. Pulling the pit of the belly up to protect your back and breathing. And then to come out, you'll gently release the top leg and then the bottom. And maybe let your knees flop from side to side slowly. And it might even feel good to hug your knees up into your chest.